Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Monday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Been a rough couple of days. Let me just say that. It has been a very rough couple of days for me indeed. I want to just give people a chance to kind of appear in the chat before I talk a bit about it. Matti von Erich, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Good morning, Martin Britt. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Stephen Banker there. Good morning to you. Anybody else who may be lurking in the chats. Before, I just want to reference for those who are new to this live stream, what we normally do is we give the daily quota. We look at the local weather, see what's happening in terms of weather. Well, global weather in general, and then we have a look at see what the news is going to be saying here for just for reference there. Jim, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And we look at different stories. So we're going to be looking at Guardian, Associated Press, Al Jazeera, that kind of stuff for about an hour. This is mainly we do it for about an hour here, just for reference here as well. So for those who have been under a rock and have not seen what's been happening in the last couple of days, on Friday evening, sorry I didn't put the link in the I'm sorry I didn't put a link in the description of the video. If you haven't seen the video, please go check it out about why they've taken my AdSense away, which is essentially monetization. So I've been demonetized. So no super chats, no super chat goals, no gifted memberships. As you can see, all your memberships are gone on the screen as well. For now. Before I go into, look, I want to make this absolutely clear to you guys. I've said this in the videos, and I'm going to be saying this time and time again. As far as I'm aware, I've not done anything wrong. I don't know what I've done wrong, and if they tell me what exactly it is, then I can resolve the situation. That's the main thing. So that's what needs to be there. Now, in terms of my financial situation, I haven't, as of right now, I do not know if I'm going to get my payment for last month. I don't know if I'm going to get that from Google Ads. I'm 70% confident I will, but I don't know that. As far as from all the super chats and memberships between now and when it happened on Friday, again, I have no idea if I'm going to get that money next month for January. I have no idea. That is something I can't answer that question either. There. Now, until this is resolved, cross fingers it gets resolved. If you want to support me financially, there are two ways you can support me financially, guys. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something for it as well. So there are two options I have. Option one is you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description, straight just below, guys. If you want to buy me a coffee there, and if you write a message, and if I see that message, I've got both. I've got both things up. So if you buy me a coffee and I see the link, I will read out your message from the buy me a coffee here on the live stream, guys. That's one way you can do that for me. The other option is if you want to, another way you can financially support me is by joining my Patreon. The link for the Patreon, again, is pinned at the top if you guys want to join me on there as well. What I'm going to do over the next few days between now and Tuesday, while I'm also sorting this out, I'm going to set up for our Good Morning shows, I'm going to set up a banner here below the screen, and anyone who does buy me a coffees or joins the Patreon, their names will be appearing down there below. That's the best thing I can do. I can't do anything in terms of like putting a logo or anything for you guys in the chat. Obviously all the emojis are gone, as well, so I can't do anything about that. But if I get any of them, obviously I'll put them to you guys. I will check at the end of the live stream if we get any new Patreon members or any buy me a coffees. But if you want to support me financially until this is resolved, because this ain't going to be something that's going to be fixed in a few days, guys. This could take months potentially, and obviously, I'm not going to prioritize this channel anymore if I'm not going to be getting financially supported in some way, shape, or form. I will be more prioritizing my wrestling content, which means I will be doing less content for you guys, because as of right now, I'm not getting a single penny for doing the work that I do, guys. Now, bear in mind, I don't monetize my live streams anyway, just so I don't get... the reason I didn't monetize my live streams is so I don't get copyright striking. So it's nothing to do with the content on that regard. But if you guys want to financially support me, if you guys want to help me out, do one of those two options. Either buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. Do one of those two. If you really want to financially support me and keep me going. Because that way, at least I'm getting something for the work that I'm doing here on this channel, at least. So, very much appreciate if anyone does so while I go through this difficult period. Before we start, I do have some positive news. Team YouTube did reach out to me this morning via Twitter. I haven't responded yet, but I'm going to respond after I have my lunch after this live stream, because I want to make sure that I give it all the attention I get. I don't want to be kind of in and out. But like I said, if you guys want to support me, if you guys want to keep me going, those two ways, buy me a coffee or the Patreon, both links are in descriptions. Those are the best ways you can support me right now through this difficult period. Okay, so let's get going, guys. So here is today's daily quota. Here it is. There we go. There is today's daily quota there. You can see there for you all. From Dennis Prager there. And here is today's daily quota for you all. So, goodness is about character, integrity, honesty, kindness, generosity, and moral courage. More than anything else, it is about how we treat other people. That's a very nice one for Monday. Goodness is about character, integrity, honesty, kindness, generosity, and moral courage. More than anything else, it is about how we treat each other people. That's a really nice one. Hope you guys like that one. I like that one, that's for sure. So, there. Interesting one for tomorrow. There as well. Let me just say hello to those who are... If I haven't said hello to the people. Scott Hayes, good to see you there. Millie Jameson, Rosemary, good to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing well. Martin Brisk, if I didn't say hello. Witchy Goth, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. And Janet there, good to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing well there. Right, let's have a look at today's daily weather and see what the weather report is saying for us here. For some reason, they've still got Sundays up. I have no idea why, which is very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre to me, but I think they're a bit late updating it. But this is a big blue, beautiful planet here, as we can see there. A couple of snowstorms, couple of rainstorms. There's some dry patches on our planet here. Zoom in a little bit in here. We got some cold temperatures. Yellowknife there, as always, a freezing -28 there. Good luck living out there. Vancouver 13, San Francisco, New York -1, Miami 23, Mexico 15. Again, they don't change the temperatures in South America. They're always the same numbers they are. Cape Town 21 there. Perth 23. We will look at that story, the one about what happened over the weekend in Australia, guys. Sydney 19, Auckland 19, Darwin 26 there. Philippines 26, Beijing -3, Tokyo 3. New Delhi 12, Tehran 7 there. Just for reference there. How's our friends up in Iceland doing in terms of temperature? -2. They got a cold 2 there. Murmansk there. Look at that big snowstorm. Whew, that's a lot of snow. That is a lot of snow indeed there. Let's have a look. Let me just get Europe properly here. Let's have a look and see what Europe is. So it looks like parts of Europe. We got some showers and around about in parts of Europe here. We can see here and there. Mainly around Portugal and Spain there. Madrid and Lisbon 9, 13 respectfully there. Rome 11, Nice 13. Athens 13 there. Istanbul 8. Budapest 1 there. Chisinau 4. Zagreb 1. Some very chilly around Central and Eastern Europe here. Bern 2. Prague 1. Vienna 2. Kiev 3, Warsaw 2, Moscow -8, very cold for them. Berlin 4 there. Brussels 9, Paris 10 there, just for reference there. If you have a look here for the weather here, we've got, I think they haven't fixed this, guys. Are they? That is. Man, they've not fixed this, so I don't know if this is correct or not. I don't know if anybody's getting any rain, but it looks like, I'm taking it with a massive pinch of salt. It's saying it's mainly dry. This doesn't look right to me. If I look at the screen there, something doesn't look right because of the way it's done. So I would say take it with a pinch of salt, these here. But temperatures at the moment is roughly, they're going to be around about, yeah, pretty okay wet temperatures if you're down south of England. In the Midlands there, 11 there. Dublin 7, Belfast 7, and Edinburgh 7 there. Moving a bit more further up in temperature as we go near to tonight. Their temperatures are expected to drop. It's going to be very cold in Belfast there. 2 degrees there. Edinburgh 4. Temperatures are still relatively warm down south there as we go into the next day there. I'll have a look in just a moment, Rosemary. Just bear with me on that. No blue skies here, says Jim. To be fair, it's quite cloudy where I am as well when I went out for a walk, my morning walk. Overnight into the next day here, we can see those temperatures very cold there. Belfast drops really off, very, very cold there into Tuesday there. And we can see those some of those temperatures in Tuesday afternoon. They're really cold. We've got 7, 7, 9, and 9. So a bit of dip in temperatures in down south. But Belfast, rain 5. Edinburgh there, 6. Looks like there's going to be some showers and possible some snowstorms there. Looks like in Scotland, they're moving up into the late evenings there. You can see these temperatures. So we're going to be expecting some real drop in temperatures the next couple of days, guys. So please be aware of that. Overnight, Tuesday overnight into Wednesday morning, that's going to be very, very cold indeed. So looks like it's finally fixed here. We've got a massive rainstorm. Looks like it's going to be coming in on Wednesday. Is that Wednesday morning? I'm going to be traveling that morning. I'm traveling to Manchester Wednesday morning. That's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, so you got some snow. Snowstorm going to be parts of Scotland going to be experiencing that, and then there's going to be some showers there. You've got some very, very cold temperatures are dropping here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be negative 2 degrees in London. Up in Scotland, it's going to be much warmer than it is down south. It looks like changing temperatures there. 7, 7, 9, Manchester 4, Cardiff 4, London 2 there. Moving into lunchtime, though, temperatures are going to dip back up a little bit. But yeah, there's going to be, looks like quite a bit of showers there as well, from the looks of it here. But 11, 12 degrees there. Manchester 7, Cardiff 9, London 7, Edinburgh 9 there. Into 6 o'clock on Wednesday there. Temperatures, looks like it's going to be pretty decent temperatures there going overnight. They'll dip down a little bit into Thursday morning there in the 8, 9, 10 degrees there. And then looks like Thursday morning when I'm traveling home, another long brisk of showers. Lovely. Gonna be caught in a rainstorm traveling home. That's gonna be really nice, isn't it? Yay. Yeah, that's going to be hitting Thursday morning there. Going to be hitting parts of Wales and England and mainly the Midlands there. Going to be completely covered. I should be, hopefully I'll be home back in London by 12 o'clock. Cross fingers, no issues with trains, cross fingers. But yeah, we can see the temperature's not going to be too bad there. And then Thursday afternoon there, we can see temperatures are pretty low key as well there. So we'll have a look tomorrow of what the next couple of days of weather will be. A quick reminder for those who don't know, there will be no live streams on Wednesday and Thursday as I am traveling to Manchester to watch a wrestling show, and then I'm traveling back Thursday morning. I have not decided whether I will do a Thursday live stream or not. It really depends how I feel, and depends how long it takes for me to get back and whatnot there, just for reference. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. I see Rosemary has joined as a free member, and Alistair Keir has joined the Patreon. Thank you guys both so much for that. I really appreciate it. I will create a bar for all people who are Patreon members and whatnot as well. I know Cornelius O'Connor. I don't know if that person's in the chat or not, but they joined the membership on Saturday after I put the post out as well. So thank you guys. Even if you're a free member, thank you. Appreciate it. Obviously, if you can financial support, would be great. If not, I can understand if people are struggling. So it's greatly appreciated. Let me just have a look and see. Yeah, it's Regan. Buy me a coffee, Reganelite K. If anyone wants to use the coffee meme. Yeah, for some reason I had to create another Buy Me a Coffee after the original one I had ages ago. There was a problem with that, so yeah, it's Reganelite K there, just for reference there. But yeah, one of those two guys, really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Thank you, Alistair and Rosemary. Appreciate your support, guys. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at see what some of the news is happening here. If you just drop me a message, if you have, so I will obviously I'll point it out in the chat there as well. Good morning to Ellie. Hope you are doing well. Good morning, Billy Kershaw. Hope you are doing well there as well. Got a notification saying my membership was suspended. Yeah, all memberships are gone, suspended. If it gets resolved, the membership should be put up within 48 hours, but it's not going to be that quick. I don't expect it to be that quick at all. And when I respond, I want to make sure I have all the information relative to them as well. I don't want to, because on Saturday, I should also point this out actually before I carry on, guys. This is actually quite important. I want to just give a special thank you to Max Robespierre. He tried to help me on Saturday, despite the fact that I was at my parents' and I was trying to resolve it trying to appeal on there. And he really did try to help me. He gave up his time to try and help me. And in the end, I kind of just said to leave it until next week because it would be too stressful. So, but there is someone from Team YouTube has reached out to me. So, obviously, if I can't resolve it through there, I'll ask him and see if he can get in contact with somebody for me on my behalf as well. So, but I'm still going to leave the video up just in case I need that support. But I'm going to delete the video as soon as as soon as this is sorted, guys, just for reference there as well. Right, let's have a look at The Guardian here. Let's see what they got today. COVID-19 inquiry live. Rishi Sunak is facing questions on the government's pandemic response. I imagine he will dodge quite a few bullets. His Eat Out to Help Out scheme was contributed to many deaths, although he won't see it that way. He will look at it from the economy point of view. Not happy with this man. I thought he'd done a crap job as Prime Minister as well. He was better than Boris, better than Liz Truss, but he still wasn't that great, to be fair, guys. He was really he's still pretty rubbish. That was very nice of him. Yeah, he really he is a top guy, you know. Max is, you know. Yeah, do give Robespierre some love for me, guys. Yeah, he really did try to help me out on a Saturday of all days, guys, because Saturday's a weekend, you're supposed to be doing stuff and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he was generally trying to help me out, yeah, during that situation. And I really appreciate it from him. So even if you don't agree with Max's politics, and that's totally fine, you know, the fact that he tried to help me out says a lot about the kind of person that he is. So let's have a look what else stories are going on here. So the government announces extra funding for safe housing for domestic abuse survivors. That's good. Good for any. That's a good thing. Whether it will actually make a difference is another thing. It says there, UK Treasury is drawing up new rules to police cryptocurrency markets. I agree. We need to do more about cryptocurrency. We need to do more about controlling this here. So we want to protect consumers by bringing digital money and assets into regulatory perimeters. Yep, that makes sense. Will be regulated in a similar way to other financial protections under legislation coming into force in 2027. The Treasury is drawing up rules that require crypto companies to meet a set of finances overseen by the FCA. That's the Financial Conduct Authority. Ministers have sought to overhaul the crypto market, which has ballooned in popularity as a way of investing money and making payments. Cryptocurrency have not been subject to the same regulations as traditional financial products such as stock and shares, which means that in many cases consumers do not enjoy the same level of protection. The government says new rules will make the crypto industry more transparent, boost consumer confidence, and make it easier to detect suspicious activity, impose sanctions, and hold companies accountable. Bringing crypto into the regulatory perimeter is a crucial step in securing the UK's position as a world-leading financial centre in the digital age. You're not world-leading. Don't be silly. By giving firms clear rules of the world, we are providing the certainty that they need to invest, initiative, and create high-skilled jobs here in the UK, while giving millions of strong consumer protections and locking dodgy actors out of the UK market. Yeah, I'm not feeling that right now. Depends what the It depends what regulations in particular. Obviously, I need to see more of an expert on this. I've reached out to Graham Hughes also this morning. Says Viper Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate it. The thing is that getting in contact with Graham Hughes is very difficult for me. He's very busy. Let me put it that way. Or he doesn't always respond. He's got lots of other things going on. So getting him to respond is difficult. Not that he doesn't care, because I know he's a good-hearted. But yeah, getting him to help me out would be difficult. Crypto companies, which include crypto exchanges and digital wallets, must register with the FCA if they provide services that fall within that scope of the UK's money laundering regulations. The changes to the Treasury will bring companies that provide crypto services to a remit of the FCA and mean the services are regulated in the same way as financial products, including being subject to transparency standards. We want the UK to be top of the list for crypto assets. Firms looking to grow of these new rules will give the firms the clarity and consistency they need to plan for the long term. The cryptocurrency market has suffered from turbulence amid growing investors' fear about a potential artificial intelligence bubble. The banking industry in October showed that the amount of money lost to investment scams by UK consumers has surged by 55% in a year, with fake cryptocurrency being through the top list. Yeah, I really cannot stress this enough. Just if you're going to invest in crypto, stick with the main ones. Just stick with the main ones. A Chinese woman living in the UK was convicted in September over a multi-billion-pound Bitcoin fraud as well. Yeah, just stick. If you're going to invest in crypto, stick to the ones that you know, like Bitcoin, just like Bitcoin and whatnot. That's the best ones there. One Angry Pagan, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well, guys. If you want to support One Angry Pagan, check out his YouTube channel, link in the description there as well. Conservatives would end the 2030 ban on new petrol and diesel cars, so they want to take us back. Okay, that's great. The Conservatives want to take us back. That's definitely a great idea. Home Office urged to be transparent about the deaths of asylum seekers in its care. Ghanaian students at the UK universities face deportation amid funding crisis. Groups asks Keir Starmer to help to persuade Ghanaian government to pay backlog of tuition fees and living allowances there. I just got an email from you saying my Reganelite was expiring soon. Like, yeah, just ignore it. You can't renew it. You can't renew it, Jim. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, if you guys want to support me, there are two links in below. Either buy me a coffee or join the Patreon while I'm in this situation. If you guys want to, obviously it's at your discretion, guys. Yeah. Students from Ghana at UK universities said they're in danger of being deported after being stranded by their own government without promised scholarships or tuition fee payments. The group, representing more than 100 doctoral students, have petitioned Downing Street and Keir Starmer asking for help to persuade the Ghanaian government to pay the backlog of tuition fees and living allowances running into the millions of pounds. Prince Komala Bangladesh, president of the group of students, said that some have already been deported by the Home Office after the university withdraw the registrations for non-payments, while others have been evicted from their accommodations or forced to borrow money to survive. Bashgar said, for most of these students, I don't know how they survive. Some of them may be working part-time, but it's very hard to do that while they are studying for a PhD. From what I can gather from my meetings with these students, a lot of them are in debt and getting loans from back home. The petition sent to Downing Street said the funding crisis is so severe that some colleagues are now facing court cases over unpaid rent to survive. Some have had to depend on food banks because they have no money to feed themselves. That's really bad. What are we doing here? This is awful. Students affected from these institutions spread across Britain, including University College London, Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, and the University of Nottingham, Bradford, Warwick, Lincoln and Liverpool. Ghanaian authorities said after President John Mahama's new administration was sworn in last January, it found inherited debts to about 110 institutions in the UK worth an estimated £32 million. Jesus. Said an adult of all scholarships given out by the last administration was continuing while pause in place on a new scholarship to the UK. After his appointment, Asko Adsky said he went on a fact-finding mission to the UK in April and drew up instalment plans with some of the institutions, but he said some of the universities had rescinded the agreements. He said Ghana had made significant payments to our partner institutions in the UK and agreed to amicably resolve these issues so that our students are not at a loss. He added that he was not at liberty to discuss such clause without expressing approval form from above. This is very bad indeed. This is I really feel for these students. Look, I hate that students are put into these debts. It's really unfair on them, because we you piling a debt on them when we should be trying to help all students. We should be trying to help all students succeed, not just our own, but all students. It's just better for everyone. Excuse me there. Let me just 1 second. I hadn't registered. Okay, hasn't registered there. Coffee on the Reganelite. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate it. Hasn't registered yet, but thank you if you thank you. Appreciate it. Let me see what else is saying here. UK security stepped up in UK Jewish communities after Bondi Beach shooting. We'll touch on that in a moment, guys. We will touch on that story. Just I want to have a look at some other stories in a bit. Let's check the front of UK here. Oxfam's GB chief reportedly forced out over serious issues with their leadership. Roma made iRobot bought by Chinese supplier after filing for bankruptcy. UK house prices could rise by up to 4% in 2026 as interest rates fall. Call for system that frees rape suspects as alternative to bail to be scrapped in England and Wales. Released under investigation leads to uncertainty and distress for both victims and accused. So it says hundreds of suspected rapists in England and Wales have been spending years released under investigation under a system that what the government has been urged to scrap it as it doesn't serve anyone's interest apart from the police. Introduced under the Policing and Crimes Act of 2017, released under investigation, RUI allows police an alternative to bail without a set time frame or conditions attached to police bail. However, it's meant that suspects are often spending many years under investigation with no statutory time limits, holding the police to account on charging decisions. Campaigners have called for the RUI to be scrapped, saying it leads to uncertainty and distress for both the victims and the accused, and particularly when coupled with delays in the court systems. Evidence can deteriorate over time and victims can withdraw their support for prosecutions, creating an overall barrier to justice being done. Is a particular problem in cases such as rape and sexual assault, in which there is often a little physical evidence and which often rely heavily on the account of the victim. Freedom of information data from police forces obtained by The Guardian found more than 1,800 people reportedly to the police for rape have remained released under investigation for at least 3 years, with almost 800 of these having released under investigation in either 2020 or 2021. As not all police forces responded in the request in full, the actual members are likely to be significantly higher. In a recent interview with the criminal court, Sir Brian Leveson recommended ending the RUI system, which he said created ineffectively and uncertainty. Campaigners have echoed this call and urged the government to act on Leveson's recommendations to scrap the system. Leveson suggested suspects should instead be placed on conditional or unconditional bail, as was the case prior to 2017. Quote, our Rape Crisis Centre works closely with thousands of survivors of rape and sexual abuse who experience the devastating consequences of prolonged police investigations. Users released under investigation leaves known abusers free of restrictions while survivors wait months or even years for the police investigations to progress. It's not good at all. She added that those long, uncertain waits can be re-traumatizing. They put survivors and others at risk, and they may be undermining the evidence. In these cases, rely on as memory fades over time. When you add police delays to the delays caused by the Crown Court backlog, survivors just being asked to endure a process that no longer resembles a functioning justice system. And they end up giving up on it because, it's just people, they want justice, but the most important thing, they want closure. And you want to be able to move on with their life. And being asked people to wait years on years for things, it's hard. It's hard. It's unimaginable suffering that these people have to go through, especially in cases as serious as this. Hannah, a barrister and senior officer at the Charity Rights of Women, says the system doesn't serve anyone interest apart from the police. Yeah, that's not a good system. Talk keeps cutting off on my elderly parents' phone. Why? Young people bearing the brunt of UK jobs downwards, a think tank warns. People pulling their own teeth due to lack of urgent NHS dental care in England. Watchdog fines. Yep, we know about that already because it's kind of been discussed before. Unfortunately, that story. So it's not unfortunately something that any of us are surprised at, guys. So the big story, of course, going to the Associated Press here. What do we know about the attack on the Jewish festival in Australia that killed 15 people here? Father and son are suspected by officials to have killed 15 people on a popular Australian beach, shocking a country where gun violence is rare. The government on Monday, a day after the shooting, proposed tougher new laws amid criticism that officials didn't take seriously enough a string of anti-Semitic attacks. The suspect attacked a Jewish beachside gathering. Little was known about the suspect on Sydney's famous Bondi Beach, but there was widespread shock when officials said the two men pictured firing weapons in social media videos were related. The 50-year-old father, who was killed, arrived in Australia in 1998 on a student visa, authorities said, and was an Australian resident when he died. Officials wouldn't confirm what country he had migrated from. His 24-year-old Australian-born son, who was shot and wounded, is still being treated at a hospital. The target was a Hanukkah celebration where hundreds gathered to celebrate the first day of the 8th-day Jewish holiday. The Prime Minister, Anthony Alvarez, called it an act of anti-Semitic terrorism. This is blatant anti-Semitism, this attack here. And regardless about how you feel about what's happening in Gaza, how you feel about certain the Israeli government or Jewish citizens, there is no place for anti-Semitism in any way, shape, or form. This kind of atrocious attack doesn't fix anything, doesn't make anyone's lives better. All it does is hurt people, takes people's lives away, endures suffering, and it actually divides. It can actually have the opposite effect. It can divide people. I did see the video footage showed on social media of a man who disarmed one of the shooters. I have seen that footage as well. I thought it was very brave of him. Apparently, he was a Muslim, a man who did that as well, which I thought was very nice. Apparently, it took the BBC. The BBC didn't acknowledge that didn't acknowledge who he was straight away. It took them 5 hours before they finally acknowledged it after it was confirmed who he was. The BBC there. Oh yeah, you can guess why. You can have a big fat guess why there, guys. How they get their hand, I don't know what the gun laws are like in Australia. I imagine they're not the same as America. 10-year-old girl, a rabbi and a Holocaust survivor, dozens of others were injured, some seriously. They said the father had held firearms license when he was a member of a gun club, which suggested he was a target shooter. Okay, so that's how he got the gun. A dramatic clip broadcast on Australian television showed the man, this is the story, appeared to tackle and disarm one of the gunmen before pointing the man's weapon at him, then setting the gun on the ground. The man was identified by the Homes Minister as Ahmed Al-Ahmed, the 42-year-old fruit shop owner and father of two, was shot in the shoulder by the other gunman and survived. Australia has 28 million people with around 117,000 Jews there. Absolutely, 15 lives that did not need to be lost there. First, I really do commend Ahmed for what he did. Very brave of him indeed. And but unfortunately, unfortunately, you're not going to hear the end of these kind of stories. There are people who are going to take it way too far, and it's a real sad state of affairs that people are that go down this direction. We don't know why people do, but unfortunately it does happen, guys. It's really, really horrible when it happens, for sure. There. Just checking if these if they update there, which they haven't. There. Let's see what else there is here. Rob Reiner and his wife were found dead in Los Angeles home, AP sources have said. Prominent filmmaker and Emmy winner dies at 78. Oh, and his wife. I wonder what happened. Can't have been just a case of interesting story there. Can't have just been a case of age. European leaders expected to cement support for Ukraine amid US pressure to accept peace deal. Israel military expansion in Syria raises tensions as they carve out a buffer zone. Yeah, they still got that buffer zone as well. Authorities say they released a person of interest detained at Brown University shooting. There's been another shooting in America. Former Hong Kong pro-democracy media mogul convicted in a landmark national security trial. Another blue layer question mark. Meet the Democrat trying to make it happen, and Republican trying to stop her. Militant groups are experimenting with AI, and the risks are expecting to grow. What other stories there are here? Not really any other interesting stories here from the looks of it. Monaco aims to boost legal cannabis farm and tap a global boom. Boom there as well from the looks of it there. And those are some of the stories there from the Associated Press. Just a quick reminder, I will be going live tonight at 8 o'clock for another viewpoint. As for free Rumble and Patreon content, I said I wasn't going to be doing that until next year, so that is on hold. But there is paid content if anyone decides to become a paid member on Patreon. If you guys are interested in that tool, obviously I do provide something for paid members there, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you can support me there. 1 second. Let me just adjust my screen here. There we go. There we go. Just fixing the screen there. Al Jazeera, what are they saying here? Zelensky, US envoy to resume talks as Ukraine says they're ready to drop the NATO bid there. Christmas will be a very challenging day, says Indy Duck. Mutually different of a bit gun laws in the UK and New Zealand, says Viper Scott. Gun laws are comparable to New Zealand, UK, I think, says Matty Von Erich. Stephen Banker says, I'm not going anywhere this Christmas, so I'll be joining Dave McGuinness, Sarah, and Charlie's cat. Oh, lovely. I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah. Like I said, I may pop in, but I might not actually go on, but I might pop in at least on there just to say hello. No worries, Jim. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. What else they got here? Zelensky says willing to drop NATO membership bid ahead of peace talks. Why is he moving? Zelensky shouldn't need to move the needle on that situation. He should not. At least 37 dead after flash hit Monaco Safi there. Hong Kong convicts Democratic activist Jimmy Lang on conspiracy charges. I think we saw that in the other one there, but we haven't looked at it in too much detail. Far-right candidate Jose Antonio Casque wins the Chile presidential election. Oh, that's great. What could possibly go wrong with a far-right candidate? But we don't know too much about Chilean politics, so we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Israel and Hamas trade blame over the delay of the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire. It's Israel's fault. Let's be clear. It's always Israel's fault, guys. Hamas are problematic, but the problem is Israel don't stick to any of their principles in any deal, so we shouldn't be taking anything they say seriously. Australia debates gun laws. Yep, I think they should. Sudan's al-Bashir has a symbolism that hasn't died. Not the far capitals fell to rapid support forces, yet remains a political and spiritual city that cannot be overlooked there. As they have there from Al Jazeera. Let's have a look back in the UK, see what they're saying here. Have a look at the BBC, you guys. What they got here. Russia poses an acute threat, warns new MI6 chief to warn. Violence against women, a national emergency, Mahmoud has said. Toilet police not expected over single-sex based guidance, says Equality's boss says. I should hope not. Be pretty pathetic if they do. Tories to scrap petrol car ban if they win the next election. Reform claims to now have more members than Labour. I've seen one or two numbers that are saying that. Honestly, I don't know how true that is. It might be true, it might not be. But to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised either on that one, to be fair. EU backs indefinite freeze on Russian frozen cash ahead of loan plans for Ukraine. Number 10 says it backs pubs as landlords, bars, Labour MP in tax protests. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird story, that is. No plans to force drivers to report collisions with cats, government says. I mean, it's normally compassion. You shouldn't need to make it a law. Shouldn't need to force drivers to do so. I can understand. I mean, I don't have a problem forcing them to, but you shouldn't need to, really. Double whammy of flu and strikes and patients to patient to a risk to patients, as Streeting says. Well, you made promises. I don't trust you. Don't trust him at all. And some of those are old stories. Some of those ones there. Let's have a look at the UK. Yep, Rishi Sunak is the job losses and economic hardship were unavoidable during COVID. Sunak tells Inquiry. Yeah, we all know that. Your Eat Out to Help Out scheme. You need to explain why you did that when you knew it was going to be bad. You need to explain that. Throw the parcels at the door, evil every corridor, cutting corners to earn a decent wage. So Cliff Richards revealed prostate cancer treatment. Hope it goes well. Hope he gets through it there. Grand Theft Auto game creator sacked for trying to unionize. That's outrageous. Former staff at the firm behind Grand Theft Auto have told the BBC that a devastating mass sacking took place allegedly because they tried to unionise. Some 31 employees were dismissed in October for what Rockstar North called gross misconduct. The majority were based at the gaming giant Edinburgh headquarters, with former workers claiming they were penalised for discussing working conditions in a private online forum. Rockstar North said it was incorrect to suggest that dismissals were linked to union membership in our activities. It said it took action after staff disclosed confidential information, including specific game features from the upcoming titles, in a public forum. The Independent Workers Union of Great Britain called it a ruthless act of union busting. Rockstar North is one of UK's largest game developers. Its upcoming GTA 6 game is expected to be one of the best-selling games of all time when released in November 2026. Information about game development is tightly controlled across the gaming industry, with employees often signing legally binding agreements not to share confidential information. Yeah. A group of workers have been routinely protesting outside Rockstar North's Edinburgh and London office. Is it really about unions? I don't know enough about the story, but is it really about stopping the unions, or is it actually about, or was it because they leaked information? I don't know. But if they're signing the contract saying that they can't leak the information, I imagine it's more to do with the union more than anything. But I don't know enough about the story. Heavy rain hits Wales as weather warnings issue amid flash running. Medical cannabis company to create 100 jobs in Scottish expansion. More victims in NHS child abuse probe, says police. Married and manipulate police spy faces inquiry. Pigeon feeders at market are selfish, says the council. What on earth is this story? A row has developed between a council and some local people over the feeding of pigeons at Norwich Market. Norwich City Council had recently brought in a falconer and a Horace hawk to patrol the busy markets to scare off the birds, but local pigeon welfare campaigner Jenny Kubler said the birds were brilliant creatures and defended people's right to feed them. Labour Cabinet for Finance and Major Projects said the council was aware of a small number of irresponsible people feeding the birds. They're looking at enforcement options as a way to stop these selfish few who do not see the reasons, she said. We've made it clear that people should not feed the pigeons, as shoppers and traders have consistently said they cause a nuisance, especially while they are trying to deter them. Local authorities have paid about £4,000 for the falconer and hawk as part of a 4-week trial. The falconer said the hawk is trained not to attack pigeons or gulls, but instead scare them into roosting or nesting elsewhere. It's a shame that Norwich City Council seems to have such a backward approach towards a wildlife by promoting the eradication of species. It's synonymous with city life. Imagine going into someone's living room and degrading them for eating dinner in their own home. She said pigeons are just as clean as any other wild bird. They said they're an easy target to blame for mess. I mean, look, let me just say this, right? Personally, I don't think you should be feeding the pigeons in... Personally, I don't think we should be feeding the pigeons in these town centres. That's my personal opinion. Because they do leave a lot of mess. Okay? They do. They just do, guys. They really do. But do I think, it's right for the council to be spending $4,000 on a trial to use a falcon and hawk to scare the birds off? No, I think that's a complete total bloody waste of taxpayer money. I really do. I think it's a waste of council money. It could be better used elsewhere. I think this is a very niche thing that really, like I get it. Like, they do a number 2 everywhere, and it's very annoying. Yeah, for people to clean up. I get that. I get that. It can be a pain to clean up, but like, you're spending $4,000 for Falcon and Hulk for the full there. Nah, come on, guys, come on. That's just silly. Sarah Davis, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. I am not reading that headline. Supermarket skincare. How common is a white Christmas where you are? Might be more likely up north rather than in parts of England, to be fair there, guys. Just a quick reminder before I go to the next segment. I'm going to go have a look and see what Sky News is saying there, guys. Just a quick reminder, guys, while I'm in this situation, if you want to financially support me, you can either buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. Links for both of them are in the description. If you want to, if you can support me those ways, would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, for those who weren't here at the start, I'll just quickly remind you, Team YouTube on Twitter did reach out for me this morning, and I will be responding to them, and provide them with all the information that I can. It's not going to be something that's going to be fixed overnight. It's not going to be something that's going to be fixed in a few days. It's going to take, I don't expect this to be finished, to be sorted until late January, maybe even early February. That's how long it's going to take. So if you guys want to financially support me and the work that I do, because I'm not going to get a single penny from any of the work I do on this channel going forward. Until then, join my Patreon or just simply buy me a coffee. And what I plan to do in the future is have a banner down below here on our live streams for everyone who has supported me in any way, shape or form. Okay, so thank you very much if you do. I really do appreciate it, guys. Sorry I don't have a super chat or memberships at the moment, guys. So I just wanted to point that out there as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video that I put up on yesterday evening. Tells you everything that's going on there. Rishi Sunak giving evidence at the COVID inquiry. Specialist teams to tackle national emergency of violence against women and girls. They've got an exclusive here. Open border immigration, not pragmatic right now, says the Green Party leader. Yeah, they got to be careful. The Green Party. I do think there are some people. There looks like that I did read the story that the Green Party is being. They've got some potential threats from. They've had some potential threats from lawyers about some people's rights are being taken away. Apparently, some Green members' rights are claiming they're being taken away because they have they claim to have legitimate concerns about trans women being in women toilets, guys. Like, yeah, I'll let you answer that one. That's really what that story is about. This is a separate story. The Green leader said that open borders was not his party's manifesto and is used as a tagline by opponents to try and discredit him. Yeah, he was in Calais, guys, over the weekend, helping people out. Mr. Polanski distanced himself from the party's long-range vision for open borders, saying it's not his party's manifesto and was an attack line used by opponents to question his credibility. It came in as Mr. Polanski, who has overseen a spike in support for the polls to double figures, refused to apologise over controversial comments he made about care workers on BBC Question Time that were criticised across the political spectrum. Mr. Polanski was speaking to Sky News earlier this week in Calais when he joined volunteers and charities to witness how French police handled the arrival of migrants in the town that is used as a departure point for those wanting to make the journey to the UK. He told Sky News that he had made the journey to the French town, once home to the jungle refugee camp before it was demolished in 2016, to tackle misinformation about migration and to make a case for a compassionate, fair and managed response to the small boat crisis. He said that no manifesto has ever said anything about open borders and that the Greens have never stood at a general election advocating for them. Clearly, when the words is in political turmoil, we have a deep inequality. It is not a situation that we can move to right now, he said. It would also involve massive internal agreements and cooperation. This is clearly not a pragmatic conversation to have right now, and very often the government has tried to push that attack line to make us look not pragmatic. The party's manifesto last year did not mention open borders, but it did call for an end to hostile environment, more safe and legal routes, and for the Home Office to be abolished and replaced with a Department for Migration. Yeah, the Home Office is I think pretty much everyone agrees with the Home Office. Perhaps maybe the Labour government, probably not. The Home Office is not fit for purpose. I think we can all agree that whether you're on the left and right, it's not fit for purpose because it's not handling the situation in any way, shape or form well. Seen a gull take the bait off cast in line of flight. I got sideswiped by a seagull. Luckily, the beak missed me, but knocked me over and gave me a concussion. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that, Mel. Yeah, if you're on the seaside, yeah, there are some seagulls that are really nasty. Really, really nasty. A gull stole my sandwich. I had Martin Howard. Good to see you there, Martin. I hope you're doing well. I had enough so it wasn't bothered, much to my younger's amusement. Wasn't laughing so much when one stole his ice cream hour and a half later. Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. Yeah. Unfortunately, the thing is, it's like there's a part of me is like, we need to keep the seagulls away, but there's a part of me is like, well, do we really want to, I think there was, I don't know if we do it in parts of the UK or not, but I remember there was a beach I stood on one time, and every now and then a guy would fire a gun into the air, and it would just scare all the birds away. I don't know if maybe that's, I mean, it scares the birds, doesn't it? We know about most of these stories. Police freeze man detained in connection with Brown's University shooting. Yep, we know about that. US and China should collaborate on new trips to the moon, says British astronaut. Ex-Royal Marine swore at crowds as he drove into them, and the court was told that he just lost his temper. No, come on, that's just not an excuse to do what you did, mate. It's just not. It is just simply not. Let's have a look. Have a quick look at some world news. We'll have a look at African news here. Fear and uncertainty grips after M23 sees a strategic city. Rebel groups in Congo are captured another city from the looks of it there. Not good. Or it might be in the middle of a battlefield at the moment. There, CAR presidential campaign launches amid tension and promise of peace. That's Central African Republic. Sudan, UN condemns drone strike on peacekeepers in Sudan's Kordofan. I'm going to cover that in a short video, but that's peacekeepers, guys. Peacekeepers. Russian-led Africa Corps accused of atrocities in Mali there. Iran introduces new gasoline price tiers as well as another story there from them. Just having a look on the right-hand side here, guys, to see if there's any interesting stories here. Cameroon post-election unrest, protesters jails, others freed. Atrika announces departure from IGAD regional blog. Don't know about that. 2 of Trump's peace deals at risk as fighting continues. Safe but scared. Pappy, school children return home as others remain captive. Is this regarding the Nigerian children, or is this something different? The 100 Nigerian school children abducted last month from St. Mary's Catholic Turk have finally returned home after their release over the weekend, reuniting with anxious families who endorsed the worst. Fears of uncertainty, yet the joy is tempered by the deep anguish. More than 150 others, including teachers, remain in captivity. That's the same ones. They've finally been reunited with their loved ones. That's good. While we were kidnapped, they had lots of children under their care, and the river, only source of water where we drank, is from the same place where wives and children go to do their laundry. After they do the laundry, we'll fetch some water and feed the animals. Also given the same water to drink. They should try and release the remaining child and others. I'm not talking about my only child, but also because it's not only my child that's in that bush. There are over 100 children still in captivity. I cannot say my only child may my only child be released. Local residents said heavily armed criminal gangs notorious for kidnapping travellers and school children for ransom are behind the attack, although no group has officially claimed responsibility. Despite the trauma, some parents saying they are determined not to let fear rob their children of their education. Yeah, we still have 100 children unaccounted for with regards to that story, guys. Still over 100 children. Let me just quickly refresh these to see if anything's... I don't know if it actually... Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I need to check the emails for the Buy Me a Coffee. I don't know if anyone's put any in there. But, yeah, it doesn't seem to update there in particular there, just for reference. But those who have, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate your support, guys, because, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get paid this month. I don't know. It's really, or the money that I've earned up to Friday, whether or not I'm still going to be valid for that or not. I don't know these questions, guys. Kiev Independent here. Poland mulls over sending additional 6-8 MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine. Got about 5 minutes left just for reference, guys. We finished at 12 o'clock. FID allows Russia, Belarusian youth chess players to compete under national flags. There, a wave of Ukrainian drone strikes Moscow in a reported overnight strike. Ukrainian missile strike targets energy infrastructure in Russia's Berog. A governor claims that the attack causes serious damage to an unspecified facility, the governor said there. The reported explosions at a key thermal power plant there. A Ukrainian immigrant, a Holocaust survivor, was killed in the mass shooting in Australia. Ukrainian lawmaker exposed as leading criminal group anti-corruption agency has said. US House progress made in peace talks with Zelensky as it continues in Berlin today. Russian attack hits the supermarket in Zavskariska in Ukraine, injures at least 14, including a child. Child's been hit. Zelensky said he may visit Poland on the 19th. That's later this week. He may do. US lifts sanctions on Belarusian potash as Minsk released over 100 political prisoners, including top opposition figures. So it looks like the US and Belarus have done some exchanges there. From the looks of it there. So that's a couple of stories there from the Kiev Independent. Let's have a look at the paper, see what they say here. I might open up one or two other other stuff as well, potentially. Labour accused of cutting cash for high streets in rural areas, and exclusive with them. County councils face a cliff edge in their attempts to boost economic growth locally, authorities are saying there. The big rig they got inside the UK's asylum capital struggling with migration numbers. They got another exclusive here saying Jess Phillips warns violence against women plans will take years to protect victims. That's not good enough, taking years. That's not good enough for the victims. Unions behind doctor strike accused of offering staff below inflation pay rise. Heat pump rollout faces delay as government warm home plan is pushed back to 2026, an exclusive from them. Go elbows up. Starmer urged to finally go tough on Trump as fears grows for Europe. Nope, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Chief of Defence Staff says Russia wants to attack a NATO country. And what, push the boat out, see how far they can go. Is that what they are saying there? Bondi Beach subject acted alone, Australia's Prime Minister has said there. Labour accused of cutting cash for high streets in rural areas. That's an exclusive from them as well. British strawberries for Christmas. UK to expand forever farms, which grow all year. Book guide there. That's the politics there. Health there. We've got WeGov on the NHS ends after 24 months, meaning weight gain or going private. Superflu fears fuel tenfold surge in private jab demand. That's exclusive from them. The move that revolutionised diagnosis and treatment of chronic UTIs there. It's being called the mutant flu, but here's why you don't need to panic. And obviously the devastating news in Sydney, what's happened in Sydney, of course, there as well. Education, every state school child faces funding cuts to pay for SEND provisions. That's not right. Private schools forced to end 62,000 charge for SEND pupils. Number of pupils with council-funded education, health and care plans attending specialist private trips has tripled from 10,000 in 2016 to 30,000 now. Threat of MPs rebellion over SEND reforms worsens for Starmer and Reeves there. Those are some of the stories there from the paper there. Let me just have a quick look, see what you guys are saying in the chat. The cafe is open air. The seagulls will love it. They probably will, actually. Yeah, they probably will. And hearing gulls are a problem we created. We have to deal with that. I really wish the fact that birds are dinosaurs was taught in schools. They aren't just a passive part of the background to our lives. The arrogance of Homo sapiens there, says one angry pagan. Mel says, we got 2 shopping areas separated by a small green patch. Crossing there was dangerous, signs everywhere about not eating there, etc. Last week upended a cafe there. I'm assuming that's regarding seagulls there. Stephen Baker says the inland gulls are getting out of order. I have a huge shopping centre next to me, and they hire a bird of prey every year to keep the pigeons and gulls away from shoppers. Good morning, Leapskin. Hope you are doing well there. Hope they wake up. I hope I wake up before Davey, he says. Okay. Good night, Indie Duck, if you're going to bed then. Right, guys, we have hit. We've done. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come along. Thank you guys for all your comments. I really appreciate it. Again, this is not how I wanted it to be, but if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to financially support me while I'm going through this period, you can either buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. Links for both of them are in the description. If you can, be very much appreciated. Here, if you can, during this difficult time. But obviously, if you can't financially support me, best way to do so, just hitting the like button, sharing and subscribing. We're actually 1 subscriber away from our 2,500 count. So if you want to help me get over that number, that 2,500 subscriber count, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. And obviously, any financial support is obviously greatly appreciated. So thank you guys again. I'll be back again live tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you guys want to join me for tonight, be greatly appreciated. But on your way out, do check out Rumble and Patreon. Check out all the links down below as well. And I hope to catch you all very, very soon. Take care, as always, guys.